Hi, I'm Dolly Curtis, and today I'm with my friend John Traganese, who has spent the summer building these beautiful kayaks. Hi, John.
Hi, Dolly. How are you today?
It's quite a project you undertook this summer, and I know that you had it all planned in your mind ahead of time.
Yeah, we certainly did. We were planning on going on vacation to Long Island and Martha's Vineyard and decided, well, we wanted to build some kayaks to get on the water this year.
Just like that. You
Just like that, yeah.
Well, we have to first start by saying that John and Amy, his wife, they have two little boys about 4 years old and 6, about that age?
4 and 7.
7. So they have the 4 of them, and John decided to build 2 kayaks. You told me one, well, you explain it, one from a kit.
Yeah, one was actually built from a kit. I ordered the kit through Chesapeake Lightcraft, who is a manufacturer of one type of kayak kit, and the other was built from plans, which also came along with the kit.
Now, have you ever done this before? Have you ever built?
Never built kayaks before, but I have done some woodworking, so I have some woodworking experience. But it's something that can be very easily done by the average person who can handle hand tools.
Are you sure? Because I heard you built and renovated parts of your house, though.
Yeah, I did, but the kits are fairly easy to put together. They're put together by the stitch and glue method, which really brings it into the hands of the average homeowner that can actually handle power tools and hand tools.
Okay, well, we're all going to believe you, and there's lots of people watching this who want to figure out how they can make a boat that for themselves that they could afford with their own labor.
Well, let's start with some of the materials you use.
Okay.
This is the plywood that's used. It's called okumi. It's a marine plywood, and as you can see, it's a couple of thicknesses. This would be the bottom layer, which is 6 millimeter thickness, and this is the side, which is 4 millimeter. And because it's so thin, it's very easily bent.
You don't have to wet that or anything
No.
to get it in that shape?
Nope, doesn't have to be wet. It's all put together dry with copper wire, which is run through holes that are drilled every 4 inches apart.
So that's what's holding that kayak together, that's underneath all that resin and...
Right. Initially, that's what's holding it together.
No nails, I mean?
No nails. The only mechanical fastener is the copper wire, which is a very thin copper wire bought at any hardware store.
That's amazing to think that that's what's holding that together. Okay, can we show this to the camera over on the other side?
Yep.
So is there a special way of twisting these things?
No, you just drill a hole about 3/8 of an inch from the end of the plywood, and you would then feed the wire through and just twist it together.
And that's called, what did you call it?
Stitch and glue method. That's the name of the method used to build a boat. The kit will come already pre-cut with all the pieces ready to assemble. If you're going to build from plans, you need to get the dimensions off the plans and sketch out the pieces and then cut the plywood to shape. The biggest thing when you're cutting the plywood yourself is to get the curves fair and smooth so that there's no ripples or bumps in there. If there's ripples or bumps, you're going to see it. It's going to translate out to the shape of the boat.
So it's like making a dress. You make a pattern. It comes with can you show me the drawings? I mean, how does that work? You make a pattern from...
Yeah, these are the plans that came with the boat, and it details how the boat goes together. But if you were to actually build the kit or build the boat from plans, you have a table of offsets, which is a number of measurements. These measurements are put at stations so far apart. These stations are every foot. Then you see a number in the boxes corresponding to each of those lines. The number that you're looking at here is 6 inches plus 3/8. That's how you'd read the offset table. All the second numbers after the dash are in eighths, and plus means just a little bit more.
Okay, just a little bit more.
Right. They're not very particular when it comes to the 16th. So then you would sketch this form out onto your plywood.
In full scale?
In full scale.
And make a pattern.
And
you sketch it out.
Right. And then you'd put nails on every line that you drew, and you'd get a very long board that you can bend around the nails, and that will give you a fair curve, a nice smooth curve. So you'd bend the nails around, or you bend the board around the nails and sketch that line out onto the plywood. Then once you've drawn that line, you'd cut it out with just a regular old
looks like
Jigsaw.
you have to have quite a few power tools to do this, though.
A few.
Even though you say you can do it at home.
Yeah,
in
a
your
few.
garage.
This is something maybe a homeowner might own.
Oh, I
This
don't.
is really one of the bigger, the only. This
Ma-
is
Major tools that you really need is this jigsaw.
right.
Okay.
The major tool that you need would be a jigsaw and some sanders.
Oops.
That's all. Whoop. That's all the power tools that you would need.
Okay.
And then the other hand tools that you would need are a couple of planes, a regular old hand plane, and this one's called a spoke shave. You would use these once you cut out the shape. You want to stay a little large, stay a little proud of the lines so that you're not going right on the line when you're cutting it.
So you have
Leave it
leeway.
about leave it about 1/8 of an inch larger, and then you would take the hand plane and plane down to the line. So that way you're sure to get a nice smooth fair curve, and you could sight it down the end like that as you're cutting it to make sure you've gotten a nice smooth curve.
How many pieces do you have in the kayak? I mean, is it made up of just a few, or it looks like it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, these kayaks are made from 5 pieces. Actually, these kayaks are made from 10 pieces because each piece is 2 pieces.
Is symmetrical.
Right, because they're actually cut down the center because these kayaks are 13 feet long and the wood only comes in 8-foot lengths. So you need to join 2 pieces of wood together to get a 13-foot
Okay.
length of wood or a 16-foot length of wood that you can cut out and use for the bottom piece and the sides. So each piece you see here is actually 2 pieces. This is one of the side
One
pieces.
half and then- right.
One half. This one is another part of the side, and this is the bottom panel.
Well, what's the biggest advantage to this kayak other than the fact that you were able to build it in your garage? You didn't have to get any special space to do it. You could do it yourself. Is it the weight? Is it the
Right.
weight of it?
Yeah, these kayaks are very lightweight. They weigh in less than a plastic boat would weigh in. You can see some of the plastic boats might weigh in around 65 pounds, 75 pounds. These are around 40 pounds each.
I heard that you're able to put them on a Honda and just go off to the public launch with them.
Oh yeah, we have a roof rack for the Honda. We have a Honda Accord. We just put it on top of that and are able to transport it anywhere we want to.
So we're going to watch you take these lightweight kayaks and down to the water, and we're going to see you in there. But we're going to be on the land, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
They have a smaller cockpit. As we notice, these boats have a larger cockpit, so we can fit actually an adult and a child. The weight rating for these boats is up to 240 pounds, so
Oh, it's total.
total paddler and gear. So any cargo that you put on, plus yourself,
Well, do they have
needs to weigh into
a name? Do these boats have a name? I mean, I know all these boat lovers know all these things from other boat building classes I've seen. They have names to them.
Yeah, these boats don't have names yet.
They
We
don't
haven't
have it?
named them yet.
Oh, so they're not like an Adirondack, not a certain type of boat?
Oh, the model of this boat is the Mill Creek.
The Mill Creek?
Yeah, it's really just a kayak design that was created by the manufacturer of the kit, Chesapeake
So then
Bay
after that, after you name your boats, do you need to take a boating certification, or, I mean, is this really as simple as a person that figures out, well, you looks like you have a lot of skill here because they look beautifully finished.
Oh,
but
thank you.
you have to know what you're doing, I would think, to start to get involved. Or you practiced on the first one and really perfected it by the second one? Or?
Yeah, it's actually one did serve as a sort of an experimental model, and then we went to the other one and perfected some techniques. But it's nice to have a little bit of expertise with some of the tools, the hand planes. There's a lot of